Okay, as you can see, this is the handle, and I've gotten it back from Gloria. This is a row of beads here and here. This is wrapped in elk hide down to where my clay starts. I've got to match the clay's texture to the texture of the leather. I got to thinking about it on the way back from Gloria's, that if people grab it right here to open their doors, that's going to start wearing the patina or the coloring off of the leather. The beads are going to be rubbed back, so they're already going to look worn. And I was thinking of putting about a 4-inch band of beads on the center. What I've done is I've marked the area for her third, bit of beadwork, and it's going to go right where the hand would grab onto, which is perfect right there. I'm going to use the bottom part of this leather as a guide for the longest length of this leather, which will be just where my needle goes. I'll mark it all the way around. Nice thing about having cloth as your armature is the fact that you can cut it. Alright, what I've got to do now is match this texture here on the clay. So I've got these green Brillos, and I put lighter fluid in this bowl here. And now I'm just going to soften up the clay with the lighter fluid by just applying it onto the clay. Don't have any open flames next to this type of stuff. But then I just sort of daub the sponge on the clay, and it starts getting that texture that sort of matches the texture of the leather above it. The reason I didn't use regular leather for this part is because it's hanging out loose. We can do that on the upper part because it's right next to the pipe. But out here by itself, it just wouldn't work. Alright, I think I've done a pretty good job of matching the textures. And now I'm going to put the brass tacks in the upper part of the clay. What I want to do is do them evenly, so I'm going to mark a spot where the tack will be applied. Alright, that's done. Now I'm going to make a fringe. Now, I'm using a sharp edged tool just to indicate the fringe. I'm not going to actually make fringe because we still got to cast this thing. Alright, I got the fringe cut. Well, I think that's going to be as far as I'm going to get on these. Well, I'm sorry there wasn't much to video, but I've got this all done. Down here we got enough room for a, let's see, a tape measure. He says the shortest crystals are 6 inches. So let's see how far down it'll. And see, the 6 inches is right there, so that's going to be plenty of crystal showing underneath the handle. And then, of course, on top will be the crystal ball with the busts of the 2 Indian lovers. And so I'm going to take this up to Gloria D and have her put the beadwork on the center part of it now. Okay, it's just starting to rain now. Taking it up to Gloria D so she can finish the handle. He's struggling to get up this hill. I can imagine those old engines. I don't know how good they were or weren't, but I love old cars. Neat looking car. Okay, this lasts a little bit. I just want you to hear the rain. Those of you who live in drought-stricken areas, maybe this will, the sound of rain will inspire rain to form in your area. This is their backyard, and that's her little studio that her husband built for her, where she works in. This is something Gloria's, that's her hand, by the way. She doesn't want to be videoed. This is a robe, this is elk skin, isn't it?
No, it's deer hide.
Oh, deer hide, yeah. Whitetail, isn't it?
Yep.
Anyway, as you can see, she's doing the beadwork on it. And what kind of beads are those?
Pony beads.
Oh, they're
old ones.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And this is called Gift to the Horse. And the horses come out of the sun, and there's still some painting has to be done. There's 3 people in the sun, which represents the 3 entities:
really?
Father, Son, and Spirit.
Yeah.
And it's the gift to the horse, to the red man, and it's a robe of thanks.
Father, Son, and the. That sounds like the Father, Son, and the Holy Ghost.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you know, I sat with a Lakota medicine man, and he says the only difference between Christianity and the Bible is that in Indian religion is that you have it written down. We just have it handed
That's
down.
why they do these story robes.
Yeah.
So that's what, and a lot of people don't, they worship a rock, they worship a horse.
No, they worship God through the rock.
Yeah, and they learn from them.
Yeah.
So that's it.
Because it's God's creation.
Right. So yeah, this is kind of cool. This is going to be for the Montana Weed Banquet to get rid of noxious weeds.
Cool.
So,
So
anyway.
it's a donation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're such a kind woman.